Hey party people, and welcome back to MVM. And today I am here with a preview of, honestly, it is something special because I used to cover games like this all the time. This is Falling, and this is by Sunnybird Games, coming to the US via Capstone, the publisher of medium weight Euro games, medium to heavyweight Euro games. And this one here has quite a few interesting twists, which pulled me in a while ago, and I was really happy to find out that this is coming to US, so I don't have to pay a ridiculous amount of money to bring it over here. I used to port games like crazy, and I covered them back when I was Jambalaya Plays Games, so it's kind of cool that I got to do a video to show a type of game that I used to show and actually have been tracking for a while. Kind of reminds me when I was tracking Explorers Navoria and somebody finally brought it to the US so I could share that, my love and excitement with you. Falling falls into that category, and that is why it's on this table today to show to you. So what is Falling? 1 to 4 player game, and it's in that medium weight Euro range. So it's 90 minutes to 2 hours. I played it at several player counts. Seems to fall in that range. And the theme is interesting. Like there's a city coming down, falling down. Name, and you are trying to mine resources and put machines in there to get the resources and victory points and things like that. As the board starts to shift down off, you're also going to get resources as your machines come back. It's got really interesting, a whole bunch of little interesting scoring mechanics, passing mechanics. I'm going to show you all that stuff today. Hopefully it gives you a good idea of whether this game interests you from a smaller market. You don't necessarily know, I shouldn't say smaller market, just from a lesser known publisher. And if you're rocking with it, hopefully I informed you enough, you can make a solid backing decision. I'll never tell you what to do with your money, but let's go. So what you're looking at here is the board for Falling. You have your player boards over here with their machines. They're going to tell you what victory points and benefits you're going to get in between rounds, but also under them, as the ships come off, you're going to get the resources that are under here. You also have their contribution and what it takes to make them, and also the cards that will go under here for each round when you get resources. So this has got a lot going on, but it all really comes from what's going on here on the board. You have your point tracker right here with a deck of cards. These decks of cards you'll take, they have resources on the bottom. You have your passing area over here, your negotiation spot over here. This is where your flying pieces will go up and you will rise, paying gas to rise up to these spots here and pay resources and get benefits. And this is the board. This represents this thing, the city here, and things are going to slide down here each round. And as these pieces slide out of view here, you're probably seeing it go slide out of view. These pieces will come back and they will give you benefits as well, but ultimately you're trying to get as many points as possible, but you're also trying to make sure your machines are up here, because the more of that contribution you get with these devices, the more points you will score, plus these as well, and plus resources. But let's just dig in so you can get an idea. I'm already past the first round, so you get an idea of what we're doing, like sort of mid-game. All right, so the first part of the round is we're kind of preparing. First player is determined. I'm not going to go dig into that too deep, but you have the first player determined. They start out like 1, 2, 3 and whatnot. So I'm in the middle of the second round. I've already got some points cards, things of that nature. We're just diving in. So the preparation phase, we're going to be taking back these skill tokens. These skill tokens will come out every round, and I can use them as like kind of a pre-action, and they give me the right to do these benefits and convert them. But how do I get this stuff? Well, I'm going to return these from these cards. Both players will return them from the cards and put up the board. I have my free conversion of resources. I should also tell you that I do have these player powers. There's quite a few of them. They have powers on both sides, and then you also have your normal Genie, and they have their own resources on the top right of the boards, and then also the different things that they do. So for example, when my machines come off, the more machines that come off, the more benefits I get. The material traded over here, I can trade in one resource and get 2. I have to spend this in order to put it on there. So just to give you an idea of the different powers, as a matter of fact, I got quite a few over here. There's just quite a few, and on the opposite side here. So you got, a lot to look at here. And then the next up is supply phase, and this is where things just start to get interesting. This game has a lot of small little interesting parts that make this come together. So let's just dive in. So you have your resource cards for rounds 1, 2, and 3. So you'll see on the cards they actually have rounds 1 and 2. This has 3 and 4. And then you also have skill cards for each round. So what's going to happen is the players are going to get one card here, and since we're in the second round, they're going to get one of these cards. Since they're in the second round, we're also going to get skill cards. So everybody will get the skill cards as well. And what we do is we flip these over, and what we're going to do is make choices. So we will flip these cards, I believe they do them simultaneously, but you're going to be making choices on what resources for free you're going to get this round. So maybe I want to maybe get 2 of these gas here because I want to be all gassy. I had to say it at least once. Sorry. I'm going to get all gassy. And I'm going to get these resources here, which are they're bricks. They are metals. There's also these locks, which are like wild resources. You have gas, and then you have your money. So I'm going to do that. Take 2 money as well, and then I'm good to go. This card just goes out of the way. Over here, I'm going to take, let's see here. I have a lot of everything, but I like money. So I'm going to take this 3 money here. I'm going to take, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm going to do this. Here we go. Not sure if this was on here or not, so I'm just going to put that there because I was cheating and setting up my fake scenario, so I'll put it over there. I'm going to get 1 here and 1 here. There we go. Iron and bricks. And then that's gone too. Okay, so now we have our skill cards. Now on the right, at the beginning of the game, we get a level 4 skill card. So we know we're going to be working with something at the end of the game. And it's the things, of course, get more awesome and they increase and get better with more resources and more actions to use at your ready there. But for right now, we have our level 2. I can't find the other level 2 that I had. Here it is. And then I'm going to be looking at those. And once again, we're taking a look at which way we want to put these, and we're going to flip them over. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this like this because I see that this special resource, and I can do this one up to twice because it has the 2 spots on here. So I would just put this on here like this. All right, and then I will take, with this one here, I want to get as many of these as possible. So I'm going to flip it like this as well. I want to access as much gas as possible. That's another joke. We're not going to go there. All right. So now that we've done that, we've picked our resources, our supply phase. Now we go into our exploration. And in exploration, this is the heart of the game. You're going to be taking a kind of a, we'll call it minor action, which is using these skill tokens. You'd use 1 and you place it on there once per card. And then that's kind of like your partial optional action. And then you take 1 of the 4 actions. Well, we're going to start with the levels of this board. So this is level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are like the lower levels, which will slide off at the end of the round. And these 3 are the upper levels. What you're looking at here are the resources that the resources and points that you'll get when you place one of your machines on here, like so, that are on here. But you also have these kind of like upper tier worker placement spots. Those are placement spots you can use for up here. And as you can see on the right side, the 3s and 4s over here are for the 3 and 4 player games. But also when you place a machine here, you're going to get what's there plus what's on the right side. So there's a little bit of strategy to that. Now, how do you do that? Well, let's talk about one of the 4 actions. I'm going to forget this one, so I'll start with this one here. It's called the negotiation action. You can use this locks, which once again represents any resource, the bricks or the iron, and you place it here. You can do that, or you can use one of your skill tokens here. And when you do that, you're going to place it on there, and you get those benefits on there. That would be your 1 action for your turn, and then that would also be your turn. I believe that was there. So we'll start with the turquoise player here. And we'll look at one of the first actions that you can do outside of this one. So this would be that one of the actions. The second action would be to rise. Now, in between each one of these levels, we're going to have to pay gas in order to move up. Now, we want to move up higher because we're trying to pay attention to, do we want to have machines eventually place on that level? Because we can only place machines on the level that we're at. So we can start here and stay here. But we can also pay gas, let's just say in this case, to move up to this next area. And when we do, we get points, we get coins, we get different resources, and of course they get sweeter as you move up higher. So you know, you got to pay attention to that as well. So I just paid the 2. I'll move up here and I will get one more resource, which is going to be this stone here. And that would be my turn. Now, instead of doing one of those things, maybe one of the actions I want to do is just put a machine on there. Well, green is already at this level and they want to take advantage of the opportunity maybe to get this 5 points here. So what they're going to do is they're going to put their best machine down there. So they're going to go, hey, I want to put this guy down here. Well, they just happen to have the locks, which is going to go away. We're going to do that. They also happen to have the 2 bricks, so they're going to do that and get away. And of course, nobody but the publisher knows that I'm making this stuff up. I have my little fake scenarios going on. So if you're new to the channel, that's what I do. I make up scenarios so that you can see all the mechanics. So here we are. I have my 6, 7 money. I just paid those 2. And now I can place this on here to receive 5 points. We're going to cover a couple things here by scoring 5 points. That's going to move me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when I move 5, what happens is I flip over this card and I get this resource. This also tells me I've scored 10 points at the end of the game. So this is one of the ways I'll score at the end of the game. I'm going to get this awesome resource. Most of these cards just have one thing or another thing. They're not the most amazing ones, but you get different things as you cross that line. Looks like the second one, I got a little lucky if I pass that again. All right, so this goes right over here and whatnot. But then I also get this 2 gas that is here at the bottom. So I'll grab the 2 gas that's here. And that would be my 1 action. But why am I doing that? We'll get to that part when we get to the scoring. Because we're not going to go through an entire round. I'm just going to make sure I cover everything on there. So the things that we can do, once again, we can negotiate right here. That's 1 action. We have the gas, which we're going up here, and we're really trying to target going all the way up to the top, and I'll show you that. Or we build a device, or we pass. We'll get to that part, but I want to show you a little bit more of what's going on here. So maybe the turquoise player wants to go up a little higher. Well, it's going to get more expensive to go a little higher, but it might be worth it. You know, before I do that, I think I want to make sure I have enough brick, even though I do have enough brick. I'm just going to do this partial action here. So I'll do this. I call it partial action. And I'll pay 2 of these. So I have 1 now. And I'll get a crystal here, one of these locks. Okay. Try to make sure I use all the terminology. And then I still can take an action. And the action I'm going to take is I'm going to pay 3 of these gas here to move up. And I'm going to move up here and get 2 of those gas right back. So I'll do that and boom. That is my turn. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to be at a higher level, and we'll talk about that a little later. So I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. Maybe this person wants to they want to go up and join them up there as well. So they pay 3, 4, 5 gas, 2 here, 3 here, and they go up. So they have to pay as many levels as they want to go up in 1 turn. And then they're going to receive 1 crystal as well. So now they're up there, and then we go to the next player's turn. And now they're going to place a machine. Now what they're paying attention to also is the benefits that are under here. And we'll get to why that matters. But for right now, they're going to go with 4 resources here. They'll place the 4 money here, which what it costs. And also 1 of these iron. So they'll pay that, which is the costs are down here. And they're also their contribution, which we'll talk about. But then I pay this. I'll place it in the row that I'm in. I'll place it down on here. That's going to give me 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'll flip this over. I get another brick. And that counts as 10 points. But I also get a coin because I'm on that level. And that's what we're going to do for most of this game. But let's just say I was like, you know what? I'm good. I want to pass. Dig this. Okay, so when I pass, I place my marker down here. I immediately get that benefit, okay? Now, let's say I go and this person is still passed and I still want to take actions. They go down another spot and get a benefit. So let's just say I'm just wrecking on the dough. I'm pulling things off, keep going. I pull this down, that person keeps getting benefits as we go deeper and deeper into the round. So the more awesome the other people are doing and you pass, well, you're getting some stuff while you're waiting. Like that part right there, I don't know if I've seen that before. So just kind of keep that in mind. I don't know if I've seen that one before. And so then let's just say eventually we get here. So then they get their stuff. So they'll get the coin. And they will get the gas as well. Okay, so now we move to what's called the income phase. We're going to be looking at the left side of the highest of where we're at. So let's just say in this case, if this was out here, and I'm just going to put it out here anywhere. We'll put it out here anywhere. And we will look at the highest here. So I get 3 points. 1, 2, 3. And then I also get 1 gas where I'm at. I would get 2 coins. So I'm just going to do that. And then I would also get 2 points. So 1, 2. And then I'd also have three more points. 1, 2, 3. And then I would get that 10 there. Ooh, nice. Okay, you see I'm speeding this up here. All right. And then I would get a crystal. Hopefully I didn't do that twice. 1, 2, 3 points. All right. So that is how these rounds go, and you score them. We'll do that same thing for this player, but we're not going to do that today. Then we'll do what's called, and this is the big one here. This is the big one. All right, so now we have what's called the progress phase. The lowers, okay, the lowers will slide off, okay? And when they slide off, we'll be looking at these pieces as they come back and getting benefits from them. So as I pull these back, they would have got 6 points for the income, but then as I place this back, they get 6 more. So there's always a benefit to putting the other one out there. So they get 6 more. Okay. As I put this back, they're going to get 3 coins. See what I'm doing there? Okay. As I pull that back, I get 3 gas. Then we'll also do it for this guy over here. So then you have your points over here. You'll get the 3 points. I'm sorry. And as you pull this one off, you're going to place this here. You get 3 more coins. As you place this one back here, you get a skill token. And you also get another stone here, like so. And then these slide off. Everything slides down. And then new pieces, new floor pieces come in, okay? Now what you're ultimately trying to do is stay in the upper areas, because at the end of the round, what's gonna happen is everything is gonna go back up according to where it's at. These are gonna come back down here. We're starting out everything over again, but now we're at that reset part of the game, and we go back into our preparation phase. So now we're going back to pulling these skill tokens off, and then we're also going back to getting new resource cards. And like I said, they get better and better. But ultimately, as we move to the last round, we want to make sure our machines are up here. So what happens is, as these last ones come off in the 4th round, we still have these up here. So like we've just been able to save our machines and keep them in the sky and whatnot to preserve the machine, preserve this as it's fallen in here. So now we'll have these left over. And what we do now is we look at our contribution, and this is part of scoring. So we'll look at these 2 pieces, and I'll look at this one here. It gives 3 contribution here, and then I also get 2 contribution here. So that's a total of 5. Then I look at this contribution here, and I look at the contribution there. And it says, let's see, we get 1 for that and 2 for that. And then we take a look at 1st and 2nd place. In a 2-player game, it's pretty heavy-handed. I believe it's 15 and then 0, but they go down a tier go down in tier scoring for each one, and higher player counts. Once we get that number, we'll get those points, and then we'll also add these cards. So we'll add these up as well. So those are the 10-point laps that are on there. We'll also have those points that are on here, and then we'll also count up our resources, the ones for, it's 8 for these, 1 point per 8 of these, I believe, and then 1 point, per 4 of these, and then 1 money for 1 point for every 8 of these, and then you score up these as well, you get 2 points for these. So you have a lot going on, but it's a very easy game to get into. So come on up here. Let's just come on up here. So as you can see, falling, it's not a heavy mechanical game. in theory, it is actually a really smooth game, and that's the reason why I got really attracted to it. It's got so many interesting small things going on that make this medium weight Euro game just a really, the best way to say it is interesting experience. Like, it is so interesting. Of course it's fun. I wouldn't show you something I don't think is fun, but from the way the resources come out, to the way you pass, to the way the scoring comes on and off. And I should have even said, this retrieving guy, this engineer, when he comes off, since I turned in 1 or 2 or 3 pieces, I would get a benefit. That's the way that one works. So you have different powers that are really interesting as well. So from the character powers, to the way you score, to the way the board falls off, to the way you pass and continue to score, that just blends together into some Euro goodiness. There's so many mechanics that blend this together to fill your Euro, medium weight Euro appetite. It's something you need to look at. You can look at the rule book to see if you can get a flow better than what you're seeing from me. But hopefully I helped you make a solid back-end decision, because I can't tell you what to do with your money. I'd like to thank Capstone for sponsoring this video. I'd like to thank you for your time. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And with that, party people, you take care and have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me on MVM. Take care.